text. Spelling looks good. Strong text. Fine, absolutely. There's nothing wrong in there. And P is absolutely okay. I even removed the tag. Let me just, there's something wrong somewhere. Maybe just let me do some experiment here. So let's go back to this and say I gave a class to the P instead of with this first. Oops. What's happening here? Let me just see if this is right. Strong. It looks good too. Oops. Let me just change the name of it. Let's change to some random name back. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe is this the file we are seeing, or the file changed, or oops, still nothing. Let me just close this off. There might be some problem. Dot back class. Oops, what's wrong with this? Let me come to the class. Could you find any? The word praise should be after the strong word. I mean this, no, it's okay. This is okay. Background is okay. Hash is okay. 000 is okay. Even this is not. Even this is not getting applied there. Well, let me just remove this and this too. And let's see. Oops, yeah, that might be the reason for that. Like commenting, maybe that's what's stopping it. Yeah, let's revert back all the changes and let's see. So even this P. All right, P, and let me just remove these comments. These comments were the culprits over there. So yeah, you see, do you know the reason what's happening here? I gave this as only the background. The text is there, but it's not visible. Do you know any reason? Can you figure out? Like, I'll just show you the code. Like, what I've done is, for the strong, I gave a class of strong text, okay? And for it, the background is red, okay? And for P, the background is yellow. And however, the text here is not visible. You see here? Do you know any reason? No? So the problem is, you see here strong, this strong tag, okay? This is getting applied to wherever there is strong, it applies like, color is red. And I did not give any color to the class strong text, only gave the background as red. So what it had done is like, it changed the background to red. And also, since previously I have given the font of the strong to be, the font color of the strong to be red. Hence it got mixed up and it's not showing any text over there. You could not hear me now? Hello? Exactly. Now I changed it to be black. Now you see here? Yep, it's a black. So that's how, so the reason maybe, let me just, it's easy, microphone, 1 second. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Fantastic. So that's what class is used. Like now, suppose if I want to apply the same kind of styling to different tags too. Like say I want, let me use one more P here, and the class to be strong text again. Now here I say classes are used to apply styles for a group which is identified by the class name. Like say wherever there is a class name called strong text, it applies the styling which is defined here right in the strong text class. So let's see what happens if we do that. And I just give one more thing there. Now you see here, yeah, the background of the strong text class is red and the color of the font is black. Now let me just change the color of the font to white. Let's see what happens. So white is all F's and black is all zeros. So I come here and refresh. Now you can see here. So wherever this class name strong text is used, yeah, it converts everything, the background to be red color and the color of the font to be white. So that's where the classes are used. Classes are used to apply styles for a group which are identified. Sorry, this is small. Which are identified by the class name. So now previously what happened with the tag selector is like there's a drawback for the tag selectors. Like wherever I use that particular tag, the style is getting applied. So now you can see, I mean, it's not that recommended to use the tag name as a selector because it's kind of beating my purpose again. But using class names, yeah, definitely. I can just go there, and for this strong, let me say I don't want red color, and I'll give class equal to blue color. Right? Let's go back here and say, and the class name always starts with dot. It's a blue colored. Let's say the color to be blue. Let me give 00FF. So RGB, yesterday we were talking about this, RGB. The first two zeros belong to red, the second two zeros belongs to blue, sorry, then I'm giving green. So I say FF. Now let's go back and see how does it appear. So the second one. Okay, the second one, let's observe what happens to the second one here. Oops, no, what's wrong with you guys? Oh, spelling mistake. So I go here and see, oh, RGB. So here you go. You see here, this is applied. So now I want to specifically apply the rules to particular tags only or particular areas only. Then in that case, yeah, I'll definitely go with classes, because classes are again used to group things. Like this particular strong tag are the same thing. Now let me just go ahead and give here for this P tag too, and say blue color. Now wherever I want to use blue color as font color, then I just go there and give the classes like this. So it gets applied. So that's the coolness of about classes. So every time you see any web page, class is the most used selector. So it's always class selectors. You find class selectors because class selectors are very accurate, very easy to use, and I can apply the same kind of styling to as many areas as I can using the class selector. Okay, you got any questions here regarding the class selector and the tag selector? Tag selector is used is given using the tag as a selector, which applies the whole rules or the whole properties to where the tag is present. Whereas the class selector, the styling is applied only to those tags, to those areas where the class is appearing. And class selectors are used when we have to to give bulk styling to one or more tags, or classes can be applied to even one tag too. So as I said, like, if I use classes, then it's very easy for me to manipulate tomorrow. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's like I define once, then use it wherever I can. And even tag selector is the same, yeah, to reference, yeah. But class selector, I mean, tag selector is the same, but the only purpose of the tag selector is like it's like it applies the styling wherever the tag is. I don't want that, so most probably I won't use tag selectors. I only use class selectors every time. But I'll tell you when do we use tag selectors, when we use class selectors, and the next one is the ID selector. So I'm going to write it here inside one more P. Now here ID selectors the same. I mean class selectors and ID selectors are both the same, like given as an attribute to the tag. Okay, ID selectors as class selectors, or let me say, can I say it as declared? May not be, or given. Let me say, are given as attributes. The attribute name is ID and the value is the ID name. Alright, so let me just go ahead and apply that to here. So I say ID equal to ID demo, let's say. Okay, usually my naming convention, I use completely lowercase for classes, complete lowercase for classes with a hyphen. So they get separated using hyphen. If there are two words, they get separated using hyphen. But for IDs, what I normally do is like I use camel styling. Like every first letter starts with capital, and the second word's first letter again starts with capital, and the rest of them are small. So this is my convention, and you will find this convention wherever you go, and it's a good practice. Like whenever somebody sees if this is capitalized, like camel style, then they assume like, okay, this is the ID. If it's all lowercase separated with a hyphen, then yeah, they assume like it's a class name. Okay, so it's better to follow some conventions wherein most of the people use, so that it's understandable. Okay, so coming to the IDs. So classes starts with dot, ID starts with hash. Okay, so classes starts with dot and ID starts with hash. So here our ID is ID demo. So again the same thing. So what this time I give as background as hash 46, let's say not 46, F965 F9. Let's say, I don't know what color is this, but yeah, let's see. So that's just a industry standards. So yeah, here you go, it's applied. So now again, when everyone has the same purpose, like applying styles, why do they have these many kinds? Why do they have these many types? Well, again, these IDs and classes and tags are not just used for CSS, they're again used in JavaScript too. Okay, now according to the W3C standards, okay, an ID should be unique all over the website. Like if I give an ID demo here, okay, I'm not supposed to give an ID demo again. So ID is like unique identifier. You give it only once in your web page. If you say ID equal to ID demo, you're not supposed to use like another tag with an ID equal to ID demo. But whereas for classes, as I told you, that used for grouping, so you can use multiple times the same class name. But for when coming to the IDs, they're always one. There should be only one ID with that name all over the web page. If you want to use that same ID in another web page, yeah, go ahead, just use it. But for that particular web page, you got to use the ID only once. It should be unique. It should have a unique name. I mean, unique name in the sense, again, only to the IDs. To this particular area only, they should be unique. Like, I can give the ID as like, strong text. So not a problem. But again, I cannot use another ID using strong text, sorry. Okay, so you got it, the difference, why these guys have so many types. When the purpose can be done using classes, why do they have IDs? Yeah, IDs are pretty useful when we go to JavaScript, but as of now, remember this, like classes are used to to use wherever I want, how many times I want, but ID is used only once. That's how ID is used. Now these are the three types of selectors which are very essentially used. I know we can use combinations of this, like nesting. Talked about nesting of tags. Now we can also do nesting of selectors too. Like I can use a tag, a tag selector, and inside the tag selector I can use a class. Inside the class I can use an ID, and inside that ID I can use again a tag. So I can just do all sorts of combinations, crazy combinations, which we'll be seeing tomorrow. It's already been late for today, so I'll just continue tomorrow. The first half, like the first 30 minutes, we'll be talking about the nesting of selectors. You need not worry about that very much, but yeah, I'll just give the outline of how do we use the nesting of tags, and then we go to the three topics which I have just told at the start of the class. Exactly, can be reused, whereas ID should be one. Exactly, unique identifiers. So wherever there is only one thing to be applied, only one thing, then yeah, I'll go with ID and I apply like passwords. Uh, Password, let's say user IDs. ID is an ID. So user ID. Password can be, yeah, unique IDs. Password, anybody can have multiple, I can use the password which you used, but for user ID, yeah, it's unique. So it's just like user ID, as you say. The name itself says like ID will be unique, at least for that particular society, or what do you call, for that particular group, let me say. So if you go to a school, students will be having roll numbers. For a particular class, it starts from 1, 2, 3, then 50. Then for the next class, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 50 again. Okay, it's just like that. Everybody should be identified using a number, so that's the reason they are unique. It's exactly like that. IDs are unique. You're not supposed to use it multiple times. Remember this property. This is very essential property, and most of the people go wrong here. They use IDs multiple times, which just kind of breaks the whole purpose. When you go to JavaScript, the CSS, it doesn't throw any error. The CSS is just, it's like follows your instructions. Like you say this ID has this particular rule, yeah, it applies wherever the ID is appearing. But when you go to JavaScript, which is more logic oriented, yeah, you will face problems with IDs. So remember this part, IDs must be used only once with the same name. Whereas classes can be used as many times as it can. And coming to tags, yeah, you can use tags are like, pretty generic, like you can use it wherever you want. Okay. So that I'm gonna end this class.